So welcome guys to the Jonny Shiell detailing channel, and in this series we have the Blue Peril, which is the Vauxhall Corsa 1.2 16 valve. And in this episode we're going to go through all the steps on how to remove algae, moss, dirt, grease and grime from around the trims, the badges, the door handles, and especially the fuel filler cap where all the bacteria and germs build up. I'm also going to be taking you through the tools, the tricks, the ratios, how we use the chemicals, all the little areas to be aware of and where dirt, grease and grime builds up that you probably would never have thought about looking. This is going to be a step-by-step guide onto pre-washing, and this is going to help you with your maintenance washes, your decon washes and your correction washes. That's all coming up in this episode, and we're also going to be talking about what the importance of a pre-wash is. What are the benefits of a pre-wash? That's all coming up in today's episode, so sit tight and let's get on with it. So let's start with the pressure washer rinse. Now for me this is the most important part of the whole wash process. This is going to be our hands. The pressure washer is going to be our hands that removes all the dirt from all the gaps underneath the windows, in the door sills, the jams, the badges, the number plates, behind the windscreen wipers, all these little areas that harbour dirt. So let's kick it off with the first top tip, and this is called framing. So what is framing? Well, framing, or as we call it over the UK, edging, is where we work on the areas where all the gaps, all the cracks, all the crevices, all the areas where water gets trapped and can't run away, and all the dirt and the contaminants build up. And it's very important to work on these areas first because they take the longest to clean, because they're going to be the most dirtiest areas. You've got grills on front bumpers, you've got badges, you've got petrol flaps. All these little areas harbour all the bacteria. So make sure that when you're doing your first pre-wash, you're working on these areas first. And as you can see in the video, I'm taking a special attention to all these areas. So as you can see, I'm using the Karcher K7 full control. This has a variable boost adjustment on the handle, which enables me to turn down the pressure for different areas of the vehicle that are more sensitive. The nozzle you can see in the video is a green nozzle. This is a 25-degree nozzle. This is probably one of the most used nozzles we use in the industry. It's not too firm, but it's not too soft either. It's just a perfect degree to get safely into these little areas without causing any more scratching. Always keep that handle moving, keep that hose moving. Don't penetrate one area for too long. If you've got any areas of paint that is weak, this will blow the paint straight off the car, so just be very, very careful. Caution is always your friend, so make sure you take a little step back and see how well that's responding. So moving on to the door shuts as well. These are the areas where the grease really does build up, and when you go through puddles, all the dirt gets shot straight into these little gaps and crevices. Stay tuned, because coming up in this video we're going to show you the tools we're going to use to remove all this dirt. And as always guys, if you enjoy this content, please smash that like button. It goes a long way to help us with growing the channel. So then, let me know down in the comment section, how long do you rinse for? Do you think it's the most important part of the wash? Or is it just me? Let's start the conversation in the comment section. I'll see you down there. So here's another tool I've got, which is called a Tornador, and this works with compressed air. So what I've got in this is a already mixed wax and away pre-wash, which is called Citrus, available to buy now from the Jonny Shiell Detailing Facebook shop. As you can see, using compressed air, this is blowing out all the dirt from these little areas. Just the same as how the pressure washer works, compressed air is also a great tip and a great tool into getting into all these little intricate areas that brushes can't get into. The Tornador works fantastically well on interiors, exteriors, and also when blowing out machine polishing pads. All the links to the tools and all the products that we use today will be down in the links in the description. I hope you beginners out there are getting some value from this video, and if you are, as always, hit that like button. So I'm just going to take this time to tell you about what's coming up in this series. So what we're going to be doing is taking this car to as far as we possibly can, ready for one lucky owner to buy at the end of the series. So in episode 2, we're going to get this car ready for MOT, and because the lights were clouded over, that is an MOT failure. So in episode 2, we're going to be restoring the headlights using wet sanding techniques. Episode 3 is going to be a continuation of episode 1. We're going to be doing the contact wash and the decontamination wash. And the decontamination wash is where we remove all the contaminants that are embedded into the paintwork, ready for machine polishing. Episode 4 is on the Lake Country Udos. This Lake Country Udos polish was sent down to me from Jazz from Birmingham Detailing Shop. All the links for that will be down in the description, but you're going to see one hell of a 50-50 in episode 4. Episodes from 1 to 4 were streamed, and I'm remastering them right now on Adobe Pro. So the first episode I did that was actually recorded was episode 5, and that is what is paint correction. And the episode What is Paint Correction is where we go into detail about how to identify different scratches and all the different procedures and the different services that come in the valeting industry. Episode 6 is the car glass protection video. This is where we take all the water spots off the vehicle and we protect the glass for up to 6 months using the GC Details Rain Aid. Episode 7 is going to be on refining. We're going to be refining the car, and I'm going to be showing you what the results can be like from all the different steps we've done already. Episode 8 is going to be on protection. We're going to be getting this car ready to protect so that we can wipe this car down, get some nice protection on it, ready for the owner, and it's going to protect it for up to a year. And episode 9 is going to be a conclusion video. We're going to go through all the steps, we're going to look back at all the stuff we've gone through to get to this point and try and see a good 50-50 from the before and after. So I hope you guys are going to stay tuned for all this episodes. As always, I said, subscribe to this channel, and I hope you guys are having a good time on this channel because, like I say, we're all part of the Oi Oi community, which you can follow us over on Instagram and Facebook. So now once all the framing is done, we're going to move on to the APC stage, and this is using the Wax and Away Citrus at a ratio of 1 to 4. And we're going to be using this in a Martin Cox sprayer. And we're going to be liberally spraying this in all the little areas that we know that all the dirt is maintained. And we're going to make sure we get it all across all the panels now so we can rinse it off. This is slightly more stronger than I would normally use in my maintenance wash because I want to really penetrate the dirty areas. For my maintenance areas, I would use a ratio of 1:10. But due to the build-up of grease, grime and fallout that was on this vehicle, a heavier ratio was needed in this process. And as you can see, as discussed earlier in the video, I can now go through the bigger panels and blast all the dirt off. Product was left to dwell for around 3 to 5 minutes. As you can see, the sun's out, so just be aware that this chemical you don't allow this chemical to dry out on the body. It's a very highly concentrated product and removes dirt, grease and grime with effortless ease. And as you can see now, you can see the benefits of going through the framing process. That dirt is just pouring off the vehicle now. What took ages to do the framing now takes seconds to remove dirt off the flatter panels. Think about this process when you're doing your maintenance wash and you won't go too far wrong. So coming up next is this snow foam. Making sure the car is covered in a blanket of snow foam. This also has heavy cleaning properties on the vehicle. The sad part about this is the snow foam bottle didn't work, so as you can see it's very runny, very liquidy. So I moved straight on to doing my brush work. Now because it's a correction wash, I would normally be doing my brush work in a maintenance scenario at the end of the contact wash where it is safe. It would be part of the contact wash, but because it's a correction wash, I can go in and be very aggressive and agitate all these areas to remove any grease and built up grime. Look at that dirt falling out. In hindsight, removing the number plates when you're in this situation would have been advised. It's always after the Lord Mayor's show you think about these things. But hey ho. So as you can see, I'm still focusing on the framing exercise, making sure all these areas are completely free of dirt before we move into the contact wash. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. It has been fun to make. It took me a little time to put it together. But I hope you've enjoyed the content, guys. And let me know down in the comments section what you think of this pre-wash methods. What would you do in this scenario? Always interested to get the community's advice. We're all still learning, and any tips and tricks for anybody reading them would be absolutely appreciated. So guys, you don't have to go anywhere. Episode 2, Headlight Restoration, is already up on the Jonny Shiell Detailing channel. So is Episode 3, Episode 4, Episode 5, and also Episode 6. So if you fancy binge watching a series, you can go and watch them now. I've been Jonny Shiell Detailing, and this has been the pre-wash episode. And all these videos from episode 1 to 4 are getting remastered so that they're going to be easier to watch, with better music, better talkovers, and better graphics. So I hope you guys are enjoying the journey. Thanks a lot for supporting the channel. And as always, from me, Jonny Shiell Detailing, oi, oi, YouTube. Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.